Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Jaye Black. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about this Instagram post that was sent to me a couple of different places. I got it sent to me on Twitter, on IG, and it's from a page called Talks with Me. I believe this is a blogger. Give advice. And they wanted me to take a look at this post about this guy who is admitting that he found out that his wife was in these streets, that she was out here dealing with other men while he was courting her. And the signs were always there. He just didn't accept it. He ignored it. And what you have a lot of guys who have not been red-pilled is they end up in a situation where they believe that there are women out there that are about monogamy. There are women out there that are about being in relationships, establishing something, getting married. But what a lot of men don't understand is women have the same mentality a lot of men have. You do have a lot of men who will play the field while they're dating women up until the point to where they're married. A lot of women have adopted that similar mentality. Now we're going to get into this post, and I'm going to break down why this guy completely may have ruined himself. I don't think he's ever going to recover from this, but we're going to get into it. It said, the subject says, my wife tricked me into practicing fake celibacy with her. This is already going to be a doozy. Hey, Talks with Me. I just found out that my wife was sleeping with other men while we were dating. When we started dating, she asked me to practice celibacy with her. That was the first mistake. Okay. For the most part, any woman that asks you to do that and you do it, bro, it's all about the programming. It's all about her presenting a facade. Because that's all it is. A lot of modern women don't want to be seen as thoughts. They don't want to be seen as thoughts. So they're going to tell you that they're celibate. They're going to tell you that they're willing to wait when they're not. Trust and believe they're not. They're out here doing them. Okay, but it gets better. At first, I was a little hesitant, but I loved and respected her. That's another that's another strike. So I agreed we didn't have to have relations until we got married. She made me wait 3 years. Oh my God. Come on, bro. Are you telling me you waited 3 years to have relations with her and you thought she was gonna wait? Come on, man. First off, women, especially women who are attractive, get approached every day. Or every other day. Not only that, you got women who are still dealing with their exes. Okay. You have women that got men on the job that they're probably talking to, men who were friends with benefits with them that they're still dealing with, because women have needs too. They have needs too. Despite the fact that you're trying to get into a relationship with her, she still wants to get hers in. All she wanted to do was secure a relationship from you. Because again, you have a lot of these modern women that don't want to be seen as slurs. They don't want to be seen as slurs. So what they're going to do is they're going to play mind games with you. They're going to manipulate you because you allow yourself to manipulate. The fact that you agreed to practice celibacy with her for 3 years, bro, she was in control and she knew it. And she really did not have much respect for you. Because whether a lot of women want to acknowledge this, they like a man who has other women. They do. There's a lot of women out here who like a man that has other women. Yes, they do. They like male slurs. But it gets better, folks. It says, my wife used to play around and say, you know I'm single until you put a ring on it, right? That was another mistake, bro. That was another red flag that you ignored. let me tell you this. I have heard women say this too. I've heard women say that they are single until they're married. Bro, if a woman, again, I don't know the age of this guy, but looking at this particular message, it looks to me that this is a guy who's probably met his wife, his early 20s, comes from a religious background, doesn't have a lot of experience with women like that, and he's taking everything she's saying at face value. See, women will always do this. Women will always drop hints about who they are, just so that if you catch them in a situation, they can always throw it back in your face and say, you know, I told you that. So it alleviates the guilt. But it's clear to me that this guy did not heed those warnings. When she says she's single until she's married, that's not a joke, bro. That is her telling you that she's going to deal with other men until you marry her. Being in a relationship ain't enough, and that's alarming. That's alarming. When a woman tells you she's single until you put a ring on it, that's basically her way of saying that even if we're in a relationship, I'm still going to deal with other dudes. So there's a lot of you guys in relationships with women right now who in their minds, they're single, and they have told you this. They have told you that they are single until you put a ring on it. And a lot of you guys, because you think you're smarter than you really are, you think that you got game, you think that she's just joking. Bro, she's not joking. She's covering her bases just in case you catch her in a lie, catch her with another guy. I never thought anything of it, but now I know she was serious. You're probably wondering how I found out about her shenanigans. Well, her younger sister is dating my cousin, and she told him that my wife didn't stop snoring until the day she walked down the aisle. That's tough. He put a ring on it, and she still was out here in these streets. What does that tell you? This dude put a ring on it, and she still was in these streets. It looks to me that you definitely got with a woman that was for everybody. And I guarantee you that getting married to her didn't stop anything. You can't just turn it on and off. I'm sorry. You can't just go cold turkey. If you're used to not only being in a relationship, but being with other people, you can't just turn that on and off. That person is still dealing with those other people, because if you're dealing with somebody that needs Dizzick from other men while she's with you every day, that's somebody that's not gonna give that up because you married them. She may be more careful, but having a wedding ring ain't gonna stop that. It's not. My cousin then called me and told me everything. When I confronted my wife about it, she basically said, yes, I was abstaining from having relations with you. That's cold, man. That's cold. Listen, this guy got caught up in being the cleanup man, and he didn't even know it. She saw you as somebody to save her from herself. She saw you as being dating and marriage material. And a lot of you guys got to understand this. I don't care how much game you think you have. If a woman designate you as marriage material, go the other way, because trust and believe, all this celibacy, all this monogamy that modern women are saying, they don't believe in it. It's just a way to get you to view them in a different light. Most of these women are in the streets, and they're going to remain in the streets. They for everybody. You literally got into a relationship with somebody that was for everybody. This chick is literally for everybody. You thinking you're in a relationship with somebody who's religious, who have the same morals and values as you, but then you come to find out she does not have any of that. It's a facade. It's a mask. She was able to wear it very well. And it looks to me that her and her cousin, it looks to me that her and her sister talked. I'm thinking of him and his cousin. Her and her sister talked, and she confided in her because maybe she felt a little guilty. Maybe she felt a little guilty to the point to where she goes and tells it. Because I'm telling you right now, women tell each other everything. Listen, I've been told things about females I've potentially been interested in by their own sister. I've had a chick who knew I liked her sister, and she told me that her sister was hooking up with dudes at car auctions. You can learn a lot of information from other women, because these women talk. They tell each other everything, whether it be female friends, or you got females and their sisters or relatives. They will tell each other everything. Okay? Now, if they have a falling out, or her sister is looking at the situation and she's feeling bad, she's gonna tell. I think her sister wanted this guy to find out. That's why she told this guy's cousin. She wanted him to find out. She just didn't want to tell her herself. Plausible deniability. I didn't tell him. Somebody else did. So he goes on to say that she said that she was abstaining from having a relationship with him. And he also said, I always told you that I was single until you put a ring on it. She tricked me. She made me believe she was this wholesome, God-fearing, celibate woman, but all this time she was messing with all types of dudes. When I told her I was done with her, she let the cat out of the bag and revealed she's pregnant. Oh, here we go. Let me tell you something. That's another way to keep you guys with them. They pull out the pregnant. You know what's crazy? Why would you wait until you get caught slipping to reveal you have a kid? Was she going to keep it, or was she going to try to terminate it? That's something you gotta look at as well. She could have been told this guy that, but now she could be lying. This could be a way for her to keep him around because she found her a sucker. She found somebody that believes in the morals and values of women of yesteryear. Those women don't exist anymore. There's a new type of woman out there, and you have to embrace it and accept it. There's a lot of women of today that aren't worth being monogamous to. They're not worth marrying. I know that's going to bother some of you, probably more males than females. There's going to be guys who are going to listen to me and be bothered by what I'm saying because they want to believe in the dream of this celibate, celibate, religious, moralistic woman out there. This NOWALT. Well, bro, they don't exist. Not today. Not with these modern women, they don't. The last part. This whole situation is messed up and I don't know what to do. At this point, I don't even know if the child is mine. What should be my next move? That was the email from this unfortunate soul. Now, looking at the comments, there were a good amount of women who were actually siding with the woman. Does that surprise y'all? It's because they would do the same thing. Now, again, we don't know the ages of these guys. This to me seemed like a guy who could be a young guy who may have grown up being raised by a single mother, believing, instead of actually understanding and embracing female nature, he wants to believe that there are mythical NOWALTs out there, women who are not like all the other women, but in fact, the woman that he got with is just like all other women. And as soon as she gets caught, she tells you, bro, not bro, but I told you that I'm single until I have a ring on her finger. Well, she actually lied because according to her sister, she was in these streets even though she was engaged. So he did put a ring on it, and that still wasn't enough. Yes, you married a thizai. You married a slur. And now she pulled the, I'm having a kid. What we gonna do now? as much as I want to feel bad for this guy, and again, I don't know the age of this guy or this couple. We have to look at it from this standpoint. You put yourself in a really bad spot, and you're gonna have to be real and honest. She played you, so I would tell this guy, listen, do what's in the best interest of you. Don't stay with her because she is telling you that she's pregnant, because that could be another lie. That could be a way for her to get back in good with you. Then you end up sleeping with her unprotected, and then she really gets pregnant, because you have no proof she's pregnant now. She could just be pulling that out the bag so you won't divorce her, because she's put this life together to where she's probably bragging about being married, but she's also bragging about cheating on you. Never believe what these modern females are telling you, man, because a lot of them are really full of it.